Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the BookPreneur. I'm Audrey Bell-Kearney, your BookPreneur, and today I'm going to be talking about how I'm doing my trivia cards. So for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Audrey. I am a bookpreneur. I've been self-publishing books since 1998. Right now, I think I have right around 11 books that I've done. My last book is my adventure book because it is a fiction book that I created completely with AI. And yes, I did find some errors, but it's okay because that's the first version. And if you listen to my previous episode, you will know that anytime there is a glitch in a system or a glitch in something, it can become a collectible if there's only a limited edition of those sold. So that book that's on Amazon right now does have a glitch. I will pull it down at some point. So if you are one of the lucky ones to get the book with the glitch in it, it's a big glitch too. If you if you're one of the lucky ones to get that book, that will definitely become a collectible because once I go back and correct it, then it's gone. So, and that's really important. So I talked about in my previous video, why you should think about having some type of collectible or limited edition, something to go with your book, especially if you are a fiction writer. I am not a fiction writer. I am a fiction creator. All of my books up until right now were all nonfiction books. This is my first fiction that I decided to leverage AI to create, which I'm absolutely loving the whole process. It is really getting me to the point where I'm really being creative about what I want to do and how I want to do things and just moving the whole project forward. That being said, I did the entire thing with AI, so there are some problems with the book. Now, I'm not taking it. It's the book is good. It's a good book. Like I thought it was great. I went in, I made a bunch of changes, but there were some things that I overlooked that I missed. So I'm just being transparent. I want you guys to understand that I don't proclaim to be a fiction writer. I do not. I do proclaim to be a content creator. That I do because I create a lot of content on a daily basis. I host two podcasts during the week. No, two or three podcasts during the week. So I do a lot of content. I've created probably over almost 2,000 episodes of different kind of podcasts and videos. I train people on how to start podcasts and videos. So I do proclaim to be a content creator. A fiction writer, I do not proclaim, but a creator, yes, I do. So anyway, I am looking forward to pushing this book as far as I can get it. For those of you who have not seen the book, I only have the proof copy right now because I need to order some copies. But this is the book. This is my very first book I co-authored. The very first one. I co-authored this one. This is the one that I just did. It's on Amazon right now. There are 2 pages in there that just don't fit in the book. So if you want to find out which two it's only two, y'all. It's only 2 pages that don't fit. But I found them and I'm like, oh crap, how did I miss that? So I missed it. But that will make for a collector's item later on. Go back and look at the previous video where I talk about why collectibles and limited edition things and even things with errors could be good for you in the long run and good for the collector in the long run. So let me tell you a quick story. So I come from the world of collectibles, right? So the first thing I did in my real business life was self-author this book. Right? I mean, self-published this book. We co-authored this book with some friends. We self-published. The very next thing I did was God gave me this idea for a plus size fashion doll. So when you think of Barbie and you think of what size she is, which she's probably like a 2, my dolls in real life would have been a size 14. God gave me that idea. I shared the idea with a friend, and we launched a line of collectible fashion dolls. A black doll, her name was Deja. A white doll, her name was Dawn. A Hispanic doll, her name was Dina. I ran that company with my partner Georgette for 5.5 years. Her husband got a contract. He had to move out to Texas because he was working for Fox at the time, Fox News at the time, and the company we just kind of fell apart. I started doing publishing more books because people kept asking me because I had been in the media, I had been on shows and newspapers and magazines. People kept asking me how to actually start a business. So that's when I started to go really deep into writing books and sharing that information. But here's something that's interesting. When we launched the doll, the very first production of the doll we got came from China. So I had an idea in my head. I took that idea, I gave it to a sculptor out in Kinchlow, Michigan. The sculptor took my ideas and she turned it into some clay. She took the clay, she sent it back to me. I approved the clay. I sent the clay back to her, made some changes. Hey, it's a plus size doll, so she need bigger boobs, bigger booty. So she changed all of those things. She sent me back a hard wax. I took the hard wax and I sent it to China. And China sent me back a doll with no makeup on. She just had hair, clothes, and no makeup, and she was plus size. So that was the beginning of my venture as a real I call myself a real business owner because I am now an inventor. I was excited about that. We did our first run of dolls. They came into the port in California, and everybody on in the port was on strike. So the dolls sat on the water for about 2 or 3 months on the water, on the ships, in the container because everybody was on strike. Well, we missed Christmas that year. When we got the dolls back, finally, Deja was supposed to be black. She was purple. Dina was orange. She was orange. She's supposed to have been like Hispanic, like a caramel kind of color. She was orange. So anybody, now we did sell those dolls. Here's why we sold them. Even though they were not right, they weren't produced right, they were not black, and she was not caramel. It wasn't right. But because of the world of collectibles, anybody who holds one of those dolls has a very rare doll, only one of the kind in the world of those dolls, because that was a glitch that we had no control over. And China said, you know what, keep the dolls, we'll send you a new shipment of dolls. We sold every one of those dolls. Somebody is walking around with a purple Deja and a orange Dina. I want to say it was Dina that was orange. It might have been Dawn. One of them were orange. We definitely know that Deja was purple. So even though real writers will look at the book and say, oh my God, this happened, that happened. For me, coming from where I come from, which is from the world of collectors, that is a positive, because you have a rarity, because that book has 2 pages in it that I'm definitely going to take out. But right now they're in there. And so if you get the chance to go to Amazon and get it, and if you ever meet me at a book signing somewhere, get my signature, that's rare. Okay. So I just wanted to tell you the backstory on this. So today I'm talking about this three-step process of creating these trivia cards for my book. Now, my business is Noise Media Network. What I do in that business is create content for marketing your business. That's what I do. So I wear my marketing hat pretty much all the time. So I'm thinking about, okay, I want to do this book. I want to make it stand out. I want it to be something great. So I decided that I was going to do a couple of things. One thing I was going to do was come up with some collectibles. I told you about that. And I got a great one coming up. I can't wait to tell y'all about this. And I'll tell y'all about it in another video. But I wanted to come up with the collectibles. So the Lyran Legacy, which is my book, is it's a book about star seeds. It's called the Star Seed Chronicles. It begins. So star seeds are people, or star people who came from like the star system, and they live on Earth. And but these are supposed to be real people. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to be one of them. So they live on Earth, and they're trying to do all these great things to save humanity. I wanted to create a deck of trivia cards. I went to a housewarming a month ago, and we played trivia. I love games. So I wanted to create a deck of trivia cards. And I was like, okay, wouldn't it be cool if I created a deck of trivia cards for this book? Now, what's interesting about this is book number 1 in a series of 8. So this is number 1. In my mind, I'm thinking every book will come with a deck of trivia cards. So when you get the book, you get the deck of trivia cards. This is building a community around my books and what I'm trying to accomplish, and also just meet some great people. I'm so excited about meeting people. So I'm excited about that. So this is the book. I said, you know what? I'm going to create some trivia cards around the book. Now, I forgot to show you the game that I created. So on the flip side, when I'm not running my business, I am the president and founder of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce. It's the only, I think, women's chamber of commerce in Georgia, and I'm the president and founder. And Gwinnett is the second largest county in Georgia with over 1 million people. I'm the president of that chamber. So when I launched that chamber, again, I wanted to do something different to entice people. We decided, Georgette had a great idea, who's my business partner, has been my business partner for a very long time, decided we would do a board game. So we did a board game of all of our founding members. They're on the board, on the game board. It looks like a Monopoly board, but it has streets from around Gwinnett County. It has their business logo on the board. It has like the money, the little pieces and all that stuff. And we created that as a collectible for the founders. And we also created a book for the founders. So we created a book. We created a game, a board game for the founders, because this was special. I think we're the only chamber, women's chamber in the state of Georgia. No, I think it's one other one. I think. No, it is one. There's one in Atlanta. So we probably won a few. It's not a lot. But we are the only one in Gwinnett County. And Gwinnett County is the second largest county in the state of Georgia. So we wanted to stand out. We wanted to make sure that our chamber stood out from day one. So we launched this whole membership campaign. You get a board game if you're a founding member. You get a book if you're a founding member. The book is in Amazon. It's going to be in all the libraries around Gwinnett County. We have 15 libraries here in Gwinnett County, so the books is going to be in all the libraries. So right out the gate, we knew, because we came from a world of collectibles, that we wanted something that the women could, that will outlast them. So books, of course, will outlast you. If you know anything about collectible games, they outlast people. Like, people will fight over a certain kind of game, Star Wars and all these different kind of things, because they're collectible. They mean something to them. So that is what I am creating with my series of books. So the Lara Legacy, the Starseed Chronicles Begins is the first book in that series. I wanted to create I wanted to create a doll. Haven't done that yet, but I have something coming that's just as popular, and I'm excited about it. I want to create an amulet that's coming right now. You can't see the boxes, but I have all these boxes in my office. The amulets are coming, the bookmarks are coming, and now the trivia cards. I'll tell you about the other thing in another video. So the trivia cards. So here's my 3-step process. It was really easy, y'all. The 3-step process for creating these trivia cards. First, you have to decide how many trivia cards you want in your deck. Now, for me, I wanted a 52. I want 52 questions in my trivia deck. Why? Because most card decks come with 52 cards. I try to keep it real simple. I don't want to go all outside of the lines on this one, because the more you go outside of the lines, the more it's going to cost you. I was like, I'm going to keep it real simple. I want 52 cards in my deck, and I think my deck actually has 54, which is going to give me the opportunity to have like information about the book and the websites and all that stuff on those 2 blank cards. And all the other cards have trivia questions. So you have to decide how many trivia questions you want. I didn't want 100, because I felt like, people kind of get bored. Like, we played some trivia games, and by the time we got past like question number 15, it was like, okay, let's move on to something else. So a deck with 52 trivia cards in it is really good. Not only that, it gives you the opportunity for you to do book number 2. So when you do book number 2, now you create a new deck of cards. So the process is real easy. So decide on how many trivia questions that you want to use. I personally say do 52. The deck comes with 54, I believe. You put marketing information on the deck. You can even sell like the space on those 2 cards to somebody. Like my friend Georgette has a card deck that she created. And with her card deck, she put companies' advertisement on the deck, and then she passed the decks out and she sells the deck. So that's a great opportunity. Now, these trivia cards can go right up on Amazon. That's what I like about this. So you got the book on Amazon, and you got the trivia cards on Amazon. Another product to add to the bottom line. Because let me say this. One fiction book is not going to make me a millionaire. It's not going to happen. Not right now. Not yet. No, you know what? I'm not going to even say that. Let me not put that out to the universe, because I could be totally wrong on that. I want to make sure that I increase my chances of becoming a bookpreneur millionaire based on all of the things that I'm putting together. Let me say that. That sounds better, right? More positive. The book is all positivity. It's a positivity book, 100%. So I would suggest that you use 52 cards in your deck. Now, let's go through this process. The process is real easy. I just couldn't believe how easy it was. So this is what I did. I went and opened up my Word document for my book, because I always do my books in Word. Then I turn them into a PDF. Then I put them where they need to be. I opened up my book in Word. I went through the chapters. I picked things out of the chapters that were just unusual. You will only know these things if you read the book. So I picked out all this stuff out of these chapters, and I went over to Chat GPT. I went to the GPT store on side of Chat GPT, and I looked for a trivia GPT. I found one called Trivia Master. It had like 1,000 people had used it. 1,000 plus people had used it. It had a 4.4 rating. I was like, okay, this is the one I'm using. I took all of that content, didn't structure nothing. I just took it and dropped it in the Chat GPT Trivia Master GPT, and said, I need 52 questions. And it popped me out 52 questions. Some were true and false, some were multiple choice, some were fill in the blanks. I was like, oh my God. And it gave you the answer to the question. That's how simple that process was. So you can do the same thing. Take parts of your book. I went through all my chapters. I pulled out stuff and I dropped it into Chat GPT inside the Trivia Master GPT. So in order for you to get to the Trivia Master GPT, when you sign into your Chat GPT account, on the left-hand side, you're going to say explore GPTs. When you get into the explore section, you're going to type in trivia, right? It's going to pull up all these trivia ones. Trivia Master was the first one. I went through a few of them. I didn't see any ratings on any of the other ones. I saw Trivia Master had 4. I said, okay, great. I like this. So I decided to use Trivia Master. I said, create me 52. Remember, because I want a full deck of cards. Create me 52 trivia questions based on the content that I'm putting in. That's the prompt that I gave. And then I just dropped all the content. I let it do the thing. I went downstairs. I put me some bacon in the oven. I made me some hot tea. And now I came back up and all my questions were done. Some were multiple choice, some were true and false, some were fill in the blanks. I was like, yes, I love it. That was the process. You can either tell it what kind of questions you want. You can say, you know what, I want all true and false questions, right? I was like, I don't need all true and false. You can say, I want all multiple choice questions. I want all fill in the blanks questions. The fun part about this, nobody is going to get those questions unless they read your book. So that's the fun part for me. I thought that was really fun. And so now, or you can just let it do like I did. I just let the GPT decide. Like, just, hey, I just need 52 questions. And it decided. So it decided. Then the next step is this step right here. I told you it's real simple. When we created the board game, we sat. Georgette did the whole board, she did the whole Monopoly board for us. She took that baby and she ran with it. She did the whole Monopoly board, but then I had to find someone to actually make the board game. It took me about 6 months to find this company. When I found them, I was so ecstatic because I was so stressed out because our founder members paid a premium to become a founder, and I was stressed out because we promised them a board game. They had gotten everything else except for that game. So I was stressed out. I was determined to find a game board maker. I found this company called Board Games Maker, boardgamesmaker.com. When I found that company, y'all, I was so happy with the product. I should have had it. I should have had the product here, but in the next video, I'll show you the product. I was so happy with the product. And what was nice about them is that you can order one. So if you want to see what it looks like, you can order one. Now, is it going to be a little pricey? Yeah. And by pricey, a little pricey, I mean, you're probably going to pay like $14, $15. I was okay with that. So each one of my board games cost me about $21. I was fine with that because remember what I said, my founders paid premium. They paid like thousands of dollars to become founders of the chamber. So $21 on a board game was great. And I was happy to give it to them with a smile on my face. For you, the more card decks you're going to order, the lower the price is going to be. But for you to get a sample, you might pay $15. I'm cool with that because I know for me, I'm going to sell my deck of cards for a premium. I'm going to get enough so the price point makes sense. And we'll talk about that in another video once you get all your stuff together to help you market your business, help you market your book. You can go to boardgamesmakers.com. They have a nice platform. You can pick the size cards you want. I'm getting large cards. I think I got the large ones. And and it's 52 in the deck, but they're big. So if you look at trivia cards, some trivia cards are small, like a regular card deck, right? I wanted bigger cards. I wanted like the large ones. So they're bigger. They're probably about the size of the phone. Like the bigger cards are probably about the size of the phone. So, and they may be, a little bit wider. I wanted big cards. I didn't want the regular playing card size. I wanted the bigger ones. Now, if you decide to get the smaller cards, of course they cost less. I just wanted bigger. So I think my cards are going to cost anywhere with like $6 to $7 if I get like 100 decks or more, or 1,000 decks or more. I plan on getting thousands of decks to run with my book. So you go to boardgamemakers.com. You decide on your card size. You use your book cover as the back cover. I'm going to use my book cover as the back cover of the card. Why? Because guess what that does? That puts your branding out there all over the place, right? The book is there. Your name is there. That's on the back cover of the card. On the flip side of the card, on the other side, is where the question and the answer is. You can also, on that side, put your website to where you want people to go. So for me, it will be the starseedchronicles.com. Like, I want you to answer the questions, but I also want on the bottom of that, on the inside of that card at the bottom, I will have the website starseedchronicles.com. I will have that. So you can put that there. You can put your questions there with the answer. So you can have the question and answer. You can design the cards and put it in there. It was a simple process. When I tell you we had 20 founders, 21 founders for the chamber. I had to go in there and put in all this information for 21, and I did it. Is it going to take you a little bit of time? It absolutely will. But here's the thing: if you guys want me to do a training on that, just drop a comment in the link in the comment section below and say, "Hey, Audrey, I need you to do a training on board game makers," and I'll do that. But this is a great opportunity for you to actually create these trivia cards for your book, especially if you're a fiction author. Here's the other thing too, though. You can also do this for nonfiction because nonfiction has way more parts moving to it, than, well, nah, maybe not. But anyway, you can do it for both nonfiction and fiction. It's a great way to keep your brand alive. It's a great way to build brand awareness for your book. And I'm super excited about that. So my process was simple. I took my book cover. I'm going to put it on a deck of cards. I had Chat GPT, Trivia Master, create me some questions based on some of the chapters in my book. They created 52 questions. I'm going to take those questions. I'm going to put them on the cards. I'm going to go to boardgamemakers.com. I'm going to create a deck of cards. I'm going to order a sample deck. When I get the deck back, I'm going to come back on here. I'm going to do another video so you can see the deck and see what it looks like, and then you can make the move. But if I were you, I wouldn't wait. I would go ahead and get mine going. Here's the other thing. It's the holiday time, right? If you go back and look at my previous videos on this channel, there's a video called The Painted Tree. The painted tree is all over the United States. I just found out about it recently. My husband said, "What are you going to put in there?" So the painted tree is like a mini mall for entrepreneurs. So you go in there, you have your own little store. And when I tell you the prices are great, the prices are great. You don't even have to be there to sell your product. They have someone at the register to check the person out. They take your rent money out of your proceeds, and they send you the balance. When I tell you I love it. So me and my husband and I, we went to go look at, one of these painted trees. There's one in Beaufort here in Georgia, and there's one in Snellville. So I saw the one in Snellville. I said, okay, I like this. It was a really nice concept. Then I saw the one in Beaufort, and I said, I like this too. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I don't know if people necessarily want a bookstore. Like just a plain bookstore. So my husband said, "What are you going to put in the bookstore?" I said, "I don't know." So my thought process was, I'm going to get a kiosk, not even a full-blown spot. I'm going to get a kiosk which sits in the middle of the floor. I'm going to deck it out with all of my stuff. I'm going to have the cards. I'm going to have the books. I'm going to have other trinkets and all kinds of stuff that go along with my books and the story. That's what I'm going to put on my kiosk. The goal is to get that done before Black Friday, because it's holidays. The goal is to get it done before the end of October, actually, because the holiday season is quickly approaching us. People are going to be shopping. I want my stuff to be in the painted tree by the time the holiday season rolls in, and we are literally a few weeks away, because most people start shopping in October. So we're literally a few weeks away. I want to have all my stuff together so I can put it inside the painted tree. It's a real simple process to get inside the painted tree. You fill out an application, you pick your location inside the store, you pay your fee, and they give you your key. You go in there, you set your store up. They put tags on everything, and when you don't even have to be there. When I went to visit both times, both stores, none of the vendors were there. So whoever decided on that concept, it is amazing. I saw one vendor. She was coming to drop off more products. She had like body butters, and she was like, "I'm here." She was talking to the guy at the register, because he mans the store. She was like, so I asked her, "You got a booth in here?" She's like, "Yeah, that's my booth back there." So she had body butters and body creams and all that stuff. I said, "How do you like it?" She said, "I like it. I haven't paid rent since I've been here." So what do you mean? She said, "My sales cover the rent." I was like, "Really?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "Honestly, I'm just here today to drop off some stuff." And I said, "Okay." She said, and I told my clients, just go online and order offline. They didn't want to do that. So she had to come out and bring more product. Now, for some people, that could be a downside. For me, not so much. I'm like, okay. She said she loved it. She said she had been there for a year, and she's doing well because her stuff is selling out. She had to go in and drop off more stuff, more product. The guy behind the register checks everybody out. He checked me out. He took my credit card. He checked me out, and I went on about my business. I thought that was amazing. Amazing. So for me, having trivia cards and having collectibles and having the books and having all this stuff is a great way for me to build this brand to get people excited about book number 2. All right, all right. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this is going to help you, create your trivia cards, And listen, I want you guys to. I want to invite you become a part of my community. Become join my subscribe to the newsletter. I have a premium plan for the newsletter. If you want to join that, where I come in every Wednesday and I do office hour to ask any questions that you may have. And then starting in January, I'm going to have master classes. So all of the things that I have learned. Now, I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, so I know a lot of stuff. I want to say something else, but I want to keep it PG. I know a lot of stuff, right? Fiction, not so much. So I'm learning as I go, but I'm implementing all of the stuff that I've learned over the years. Like, hey, creating the book, doing the book and how to self-publish. I self-published when Amazon was not even around. Like when we started this book 98, I don't think Amazon was around. And if it was, I don't think Create Space was around when you could upload the book. We did it the hard old-fashioned way. So I've been doing that for a long time. um Coming up with great ideas for things, I've been doing that for a long time. Coming up with collectors and doing all kind of collectibles kind of stuff, I've been doing that for a long time. So those dolls were invented in 1999. So what would they be right now? What, 25? So I've been an entrepreneur for a very long time. So I've taken all of my years of experience and I put it, and I've been 125 full time working from home, 25 years full time working from home, no job. I had a job but one time, maybe twice in that period. One time I was getting married. I wanted to have a big wedding, so I got a job. Then and I was really really new because my husband and I have been together 23 years, so I was still very new as an entrepreneur. Went Worked 3 months, went back. Nope, can't do it. Gonna have a small wedding. And then the second time was when I moved to North Carolina. I had took a job for 3 months because I didn't know anybody, and I wanted to meet some people. And the best way to do that is to get a job. I did that for about 3 months. Nope, can't do it. Went back home, wrote a book on how to start a business. So I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm taking all of my 27 years of experience, I'm putting it into everything I'm doing for my fiction book series, and I'm sharing it with you. So if you want to ask questions, I invite you to one, subscribe to the newsletter. That's the first step. It's free to subscribe. But if you want to go a step further, you will get the opportunity to do an upgrade. And that's going to give you even more opportunities to talk to me and learn from me. So thank you again. I hope you guys got something out of this. I look forward to seeing your cards. When I get my cards back, I will definitely come here and share it. So listen, I'll be back again next week with another video. So you guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.